everybody, and welcome to a dreary World War II Veterans Memorial Field. I'm Kevin Prick, along with your cameraman Saeed, and we're bringing you Varsity boys soccer action in a pivotal matchup that will basically almost, not decide, but have a pivotal role in the final Davenport standings. We'll get to that throughout the rest of the night. But the Oliver Ames Tigers are getting ready to face the boys, the Bulldogs of Canton, here on Canton's home turf. This being a rematch from the game on Monday, where Oliver Ames delivered the Bulldogs its first loss of the year. So Oliver Ames looking to complete the sweep. The Bulldogs are looking to get a little bit of revenge here, a little bit of retribution. And we'll see how this one turns out. This is going to be a big game, and two of the Hockenbach's best in the Davenport division, and it's gonna be a good one. The Oliver Ames, the Facebook page for Oliver Ames said it was the toughest battle that their team has faced all season, that being the Monday game where they won 3-1. So this is gonna be a good one. So stay tuned, and we'll see if the Bulldogs will rebound. We'll see how they react to losing the first game. As the team set up for this beginning for what will be the start of a 4-quarter soccer game due to the modifications set forth by the MIAA, trying to keep everybody safe as the top priority. As the two head coaches bump elbows and looking to get this one started. I think head coach Barrera even brought his own lawn chair, being extra safe. The two exchange comments, and we're getting ready to start this match. As mentioned before, this is going to be a pivotal one in what will happen. Well, it will be a pivotal one in terms of shaping the final standings for the Hockenbach Davenport division. Only 2 games for both teams after this one, both of those taking place next week. And it looks like we're getting set for kickoff in this fantastic match. A big fight, big field here. There's a big game going on here. And we are off and running with the Tigers taking it down, trying to get it down to their team, and they are starting this one off. And it's going to be quite the fun one here. There are actually some fans in the stands. They came about 5-6 minutes ago. We thought that the parents were not going to show up. I thought that there was not going to be a soul in the stands, due mostly to the weather, partly probably to the COVID restrictions. That ball goes out of bounds. Stopped by the backup goalie there, Matthew McDonough, who has switched positions recently. So even though he's sitting on the bench, he's still fulfilling his goalkeeper duties. And the kick-in replacing the throw-ins due to the restrictions, the modifications set forth by the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association. And Kevin Lewis gets that one up. Abdullah had a big year so far for the Bulldogs, and he's looking to continue that. Number 9, Colton Merliani, who had the Bulldogs' lone goal in the game on Monday. Kevin with some fancy footwork, and then gets blocked by number 2, Carson Eagles. Eagles getting it down, trying to get it past there. The Bulldogs in the all-green jerseys and the Tigers in the all-white. There's actually a rule, I found this out recently, set forth in the MIAA, that the home team in soccer must wear a dark color and the away team must wear a lighter color. That is written into the bylaws of MIAA soccer. So both teams complying with that rule, and the highly competitive matchup continues as number 7, Kevin Lewis, trying to get it out, and he goes 360, trying to move his legs around and getting that all the way around, trying to do something with it. As he readjusts his long sock on a relatively cool night here. It was raining not too long earlier. A bit of a dreary night here under the lights at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. And that's a boot and the Bulldogs will send it down towards the goal of the Tigers. In goal for the Tigers is Drew Nicola, and in the goal for the Bulldogs is Giovanni Ruggieri. You can tell the two apart as Ruggieri is wearing shorts and Nicola is wearing the full-length pants. So that is how you'll tell them both apart, as they're both sporting all black tonight. Also, they have the same number as well. So they're wearing nearly the same articles of clothing and sporting the same number, as the Tigers are taking this one up the field back to number 7, Kevin Lewis, one of the starters here. And then blocked, and then back. Abdullah making a good job of it. And then down the field comes the Tigers. Trying to figure it out. One of them is wearing gloves, and then the quick passes, the touches, and then the trickery, the acrobatic moves. And that looked to be he went down and then came back up, but the referee will call that the play will continue. One of the Tigers falls down. He seems to be okay. He gets right back up. Dylan Couples, one of the starting midfielders for the Tigers. Senior captain Matt Nikachuk coming in for this kick. It looks to be indirect. 16:04 left to go in this first quarter. 0-0 your score. Canton in Oliver Ames playing in this match, and that ball will go into the waiting arms of Ruggieri, and Ruggieri slings it. My goodness. Like an overhand slingshot, and then Abdullah trying to get his footing and bring it back. I mentioned that the field is a little wet due to the rain coming on and off today. And it will be out of bounds right outside the Tiger bench. And it looks like the kick-in, which are replacing the throw-ins, are going in there. And the kick going there, and it's going far and wide. And Ruggieri chasing it down. Ruggieri bashing into one of the Tigers. And then he blocks it, and that's a good shot for Ruggieri. Put that in the highlight reel. 14:56 left to go in this first quarter. And the Bulldog goalie is going to keep this one until he slams it home, sending it down to the chest of Lewis. I think Kevin Lewis will be, it thought it was out on him, but it doesn't appear to be. Looks like number 11, Matthias Taylor, taking that one. And off the shoulder. And then down to number 4, Nikachuk, who sends it down to Matthias. Matthias gets it down. 1-2 touches, and it looks like the Bulldogs are going to intercept that. And there's a header by Abdullah. Abdullah getting it off the right ear there. And he's playing on the far side, and it looks to be out. And we'll see who ends up with this one here. Thank you for joining us on day 3 of 3 straight days of coverage here for Canton Varsity Sports. Monday we had the Canton girls soccer have a tie game with Oliver Ames. Then yesterday was field hockey, where the Oliver Ames Tigers won in a very tough match, 1-0 against the Canton Bulldogs. And now we're here for this rematch of Monday's game, the first loss that the Canton Bulldogs have had all season, whether it be in soccer, either boys or girls, field hockey, golf. Bulldogs haven't lost up until this week, and they're playing the team right now that put that big blemish on that overall record. And the kick goes sailing. We'll have a whistle that'll play that one dead. 13:03 left to go in this first quarter. No score here as the Canton Bulldogs are facing the Oliver Ames Tigers. Looks like Canton is getting the kick in here, and they sling it. Oh, that's high. That's going to be a one-handed grab by Nicola, and he grabs that thing. He grabbed it like it was a football. I don't know if Odell Beckham Jr.'s in goal or something. And then the Bulldogs take advantage, intercepting that one and keeping it on their opponent's side of the pitch, trying to score the first points of this game as people continue to file in this one here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. And the Tigers trying to sling this one out and then gets it down to number 4, Nikachuk. Nikachuk gets it down to his teammate, Matthias, and then it's a quick pass, and that ball is going Mach speed, but somehow if he had one extra, like in a couple extra steps, he would have gotten that one before it went out of bounds there. But they'll kick that in, because it went past the goal line. And Ruggieri getting ready to kick this one, and as he's going, and then setting, it goes in a zigzag motion, and sends it down off the double header, and then off the double chest bump. Looks to be that the Tigers are taking this one out. Matthias standing right in front of number 14, Jake Laura. Right on the Bulldog bench. And Kevin goes down. $10:55 left to go in this one. Kevin gets up. I thought he lost the shoe, but he seems to be all right as he gets up and walks it off here. Would be Kevin Lewis, the senior striker for the Tigers. We will line up for an indirect kick for the Tigers here. Number 4, Nikachuk, the senior captain, one of the two, taking this one. Referee's making sure everybody is set and ready to go. Nikachuk chucks it, and it will go into the paws of Ruggieri, who does the slingshot-like motion. More of a trebuchet, almost, like one of those medieval things. And Canton with the breakaway, they're going on the fast break, and they're trying to make something. Quick passes down, but it is intercepted. And then down off the face of one of the Bulldogs. It was taken down by the face, and there is no stoppage, and we'll continue to go here. The Bulldogs getting those quick passes down the field. Lauro now into the game. And the Bulldogs continue to go. Excuse me, that wasn't Lauro. That was number 20, Jay Caller. And down on the Bulldog side of the half, the Tigers trying to make something of it. Is number 10, Dylan Couples. Trying to get something. Off the foot, but then lands. Well, looked to be off of number 14, Jorge Sanchez. So Jorge with that big block. 9:14 left to go in this one for the first quarter, that is. And the big sky high one, that one got some airtime, and the Bulldogs trying to stop the early rout of the Tigers. Eric Valdivinos, is coming into the game. Valdivinos comes in, or he's still looking to come in. I'm not sure if he's in or not in. He keeps going in and out near the scores table where everybody checks in. I'm going to go he's in because he's now running down the field with his teammates. As number 12 going down and kicks it. There is Valdivinos fresh in. He's crossing over. He's going back and forth and then kick back. And the Bulldogs try to get that one. Oh, but it's into the waiting arms. Off the foot of Patrick O'Leary. He was going to go wide anyway, but the goalie said, you know what, I'm going to go catch this one. So, Nicola, with the impressive athleticism so far, in the 12 minutes this game has gone so far, and it looks to be that the Tigers are going to take this one. And they're off there, and then the Bulldogs steal it, and then they're going to go down the field. The Bulldogs trying to make something happen. The green trying to beat the white here as the Bulldogs are going back and forth. Two people going after Jorge was double teamed there, and it looks like it's going to pay off for the Tigers. And oh, there's a big collision that couldn't stop the momentum there right around the far flag. And there will definitely be a whistle there due to the COVID restrictions. There's no contact of any kind, no slide tackles, no shoulder to shoulder, no throw-ins. All the people required to wear masks on the field, and everybody that enters the field, they have to go through a daily screener as well. So the Bulldogs off the knee of Abdullah. Abdullah knocks it like 15 yards off a high knee and then gets it off his collarbone. Abdullah getting it down the field. He's been a big part, even though he's only been with the Bulldogs for a year. He's playing a big role so far. 0-0 your score. Just under 7 minutes left to go in this first quarter. A pass down to what looks to be Colton Merliani, who gets it down to Valdivinos. Valdivinos with a quick stutter step. He broke the ankles of his opponent. My goodness, that was incredible. And Abdullah with the great block. And Abdullah kicks it into his opponent. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. And then the ball looks like it'll be out on the Tigers, and the number 2 Carson Eagles will take this one. The Bulldogs starting to match aggression with the Oliver Ames Tigers, as it looks to be we'll have a substitution inbound here for the Bulldogs. I believe it's number 25 coming out of the game. Excuse me, 26, which would be Patrick O'Leary. In the Bulldogs kick it down there, but into the waiting arms of Drew Nicola, who gets it down, and he's slamming it down to his teammates as they're going back towards the goal. Abdullah tries to get the interception, and that ball went across. That was at least 70 yards. My goodness gracious. What a leg on that guy. Almost under 5 to go in this first quarter here. No score. And the boot sends it right back. Air ball, but not the one you're typically seeing. Going to collect some frequent flyer miles. As that is out on the Bulldogs. And it looks like number 11, Matthias Taylor, who's taking the majority of the kick-ins, gets a little tap back, and then a bigger tap, and then the Bulldogs steal it. And then back to the Tigers. And then the Tigers going down. Oh, and there's a big one down there. Lewis off the chest again, but then he goes out. And it'll be Bulldog ball there. As the Dogs try to do something with this, Eagles trying to fly and make this one go into the back of the net of Drew Nicola. What's Carson going to do? He's trying to figure it out. We'll see what he's going to end up going. Oh, and he passes it. And then off the foot, stolen by number 8, Jimmy Keene. The Tigers looking to have a substitution in here. The jumping Michael Haka. And big goal, big thing. Oh, blocked by Abdullah, who sends it out from the goal box, the penalty area of Ruggieri. One Bulldog goes sliding on the wet turf. And then the Bulldogs trying to get it out of their own area, but the Tigers looking to keep it there, looking to do something with it and get that ball into the back of the net. They'll have a stoppage, and it looks like a restart with a kick in. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. A jumping Bulldog. He has to avoid it that way. Back and forth from green to white. And the Tigers will kick it down to their goalie, who is out of the penalty area. And stolen by Valdivinos. Valdivinos 7-on-7. Let's see what Valdivinos has to do. And then a little stutter step by number 9. But it looks like we're going to have a penalty here. 7, Eric Valdivinos, and number 7 on the other team, Kevin Lewis, going at it there at a momentary battle for possession. Matthias with the majority of the kick-ins gets that one, boots it down to his teammate. And then stolen by the Bulldogs, who get it right back, but then pass it, and then Abdullah, who is a very strong player, a very powerful foot, who has sent that ball in a variety of directions, far and wide. And that ball will roll towards the midline. Michael Heike continues to jump like he's doing a box jump on the sidelines, trying to warm up. Most of the student athletes are in the t-shirts and shorts with the long socks here tonight. Looks like we'll have an indirect kick. Abdullah kicks it to Stoughton. That's how far that one went. It went over the net. I'm sure it's going to hit the next town. As we're winding down the first quarter here, 0-0 your score. Substitution in for the Tigers. Heike coming in for what looks to be number 10, Dylan Couples. And Abdullah with the big kick. Abdullah playing a big role for the Bulldogs thus far. The kick from the Bulldogs and then stolen again by the goalie. Well, goalie gets possession and it looks like he's going to kick it or just give it to his team. That works too. Abdullah he's playing the majority of he's playing great defense and been a big role in this game thus far as we wind down the first quarter. Valdivinos gets it back and then stolen, and then it goes into the waiting cleat of the Tiger defender. It looks like Merliani is sprinting down the field. There's actually Eagles flying, and then the Bulldogs taking it right back. The aggression being ramped up. And then it looks out, and it looks to be out on the Tigers. And that seems to signal the end of the first quarter. Or maybe not, maybe it is. Nope, it'll be Carson Eagles as the teams stay on the field. Eagles lets his teammate take it, and that one goes sky high into the waiting hands of Nicola. Nicola, probably the warmest competitor on the field right now in the all black, the black long sleeves and the black pants. Everybody else either has long pants or a t-shirt. So Nicola, probably the warmest competitor on the field at the moment. That is on the field, not wearing a jacket. As we close the first quarter, your score 0-0. Canton Bulldogs and the Oliver Ames Tigers trying to have a rematch of what happened on Monday. The Bulldogs looking to avenge their first loss of the season by defeating the Oliver Ames Tigers tonight. They're trying to put the first blemish on the Tigers' record this season. The Tigers looking to go 8-0, 8-0-0, no ties, as they sit atop the Davenport division, leading the second-place Bulldogs by 4 points. The Tigers looking to finish the season as the kings of the Davenport division. And if they do that, they will be the reigning and defending new Davenport title holders. And that'll be a big one for them, as they've not gotten that in a couple of years. Of course, the Oliver Ames Tigers are located in Easton, Massachusetts, which is about not too far from the field right now. It's only about 10 miles from CHS, so not too bad. The teams do not have a locker room or any sort of gathering area, so they gather on their sides of the field. They're trying to socially distant, and everybody's trying to stay away from each other, but also play the game at the same time. As we're getting ready to start the second quarter. Coach Erickson having a little talk with the official. Looks like Barada is looking for one as well. Still hasn't sat in his red chair. And we're looking to begin this one once again. Must be a kickoff. As the Bulldogs looking to strike first, the Tigers also looking to put that ball behind the net as we're getting ready for another 20 minutes of varsity boys soccer action. And action it is. Might as well be at an airport the amount of times this ball keeps flying into the air. And the Tigers with the boot. Lewis trying to make something happen. The Eagles has to do the slight turn or else he's going to get nailed with that one. And it looks like Abdullah picks that one out right before the touchline. Very nice thing. It looks like Matt McDonough's bringing in jackets for his team. Oh, he was just bringing it in for his teammate. He had to get one, and he's like, you want one? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, cool, I'll get you one. Very nice gesture by Matthew McDonough there. Corner kick inbound for the Tigers. And they kick it down. And the Bulldogs will steal it. And they get it off their paw and send it down. It looks to be out of bounds on the Tigers. I believe that was number 8, Jimmy Keene. Big scruffle going for the ball right now. Bulldogs trying to get it past the wall of Tiger defenders. Down to Lewis. Lewis getting played by what looks to be Eagles, and he goes 6 different ways. Maybe that was an exaggeration. 3 different ways, back and forth, back and forth. Not sure how his feet do that, but nonetheless, he does. It does not benefit his team. It goes into the wrong net. One of the nets off to the side here, used for field hockey. So, he was playing field hockey. That would have been a goal, but not in this one. And the ball goes high off of Abdullah's head. And the Tigers take the interception. Lewis trying to make something happen. Lewis trying to get it down. The man must be a dancer or something, the way his feet move. I'm sure that's very helpful in the game of football. And deep onto the Bulldog side of things, Abdullah getting it down there. Bright red shoe attacks that ball and sends it to the other half of the pitch. And then that ball goes sailing back. No wind here tonight. The rain has ceased. And the Bulldogs steal it. And they're trying to do what has not been done yet, which is score. Abdullah pounces on it. And then the Tigers say, hey, that's our thing. We pounce. So they get that ball right back with the interception. And now number 7, Kevin Lewis, trying to get it into the game. Lewis going back and forth, oh, and then gets tripped up, but he's fine. Maybe moved his feet one too many times, I don't know. I'm telling you, he is one of the fastest moves. He turns on a penny. You hear it turn on a dime, he turns on a penny. It's so fast. The Bulldogs continuing to run down the field, trying to make something happen and get this one in favor of them when it comes to the score. Coach Erickson for the Bulldogs is in his 28th season, which is remarkable. Nearly 3 decades of coaching the Canton Bulldogs varsity boys team. Truly committed to the passion. 16 minutes left to go in this second quarter. 0-0 your score. Canton Bulldogs facing the Oliver Ames Tigers in a rematch from Monday night, where the Tigers defeated the Bulldogs giving them their first loss of the year. I'm Kevin Prake along with Saeed, your cameraman. Number 10 looking to check in for the Tigers. Dylan Couples looking to come back into the game. The Bulldogs slinging it down, trying to get this one. Oh, and then off the back foot. And then back down. The Bulldogs steal, but then back down again. The Bulldogs get it stolen and then back and forth. And then stolen again. But this time it looks like they're going to toe the touchline. And Abdullah off the mask, off the face mask, and that one goes out. He uses literally anything he can to stop that. We've seen him use his foot, his head, his mask, his face, his foot, his knee. And we're only like 25 minutes into this. Kick in for the Tigers. The Tigers taking it down. Matthias coming in. The substitution for the Tigers. Michael Heike coming out of the game. Kevin trying to get that one. Number 7, Kevin Lewis. As that ball goes sailing over the guardrail. And then puts it into the little entryway between the field and the stands. Number 19 with that kick in right there. This game sponsored by the Canton Athletics Booster Club. Incoming number 18 for the Tigers. Taking that kick in, Hector Bucio. More Bulldogs grabbing for those coats. And this game continues. At the sound of that whistle, the Bulldogs taking it. Looks like Eagles gets it down to his teammate, who then gets it off for what looked to be a pectoral of the opposing team. And that ball goes sailing into the track off the field. And it looks to be out of bounds. Every team has to have at least 6 sanitized balls at the end of each quarter due to the COVID restrictions. Matt Nikachuk taking it down, giving it to his team, and then he's being chased. Big kick by number 23, it looked to be. Captain Matt Giglio, who had their senior night in the last home game the Bulldogs played here. Bulldogs trying to get the first win on the home turf this week. Soccer had a tie. Girls soccer had a tie. Field hockey lost in a nail biter yesterday, 1-0. Oh, and then one goes down, and then the Bulldogs trying to make something. Looks like Valdivinos gets it down. And he's going slow and then fast and slow and fast. And it looks to be number 6 trying to edge out his teammates, and he gets shoved down. Abdullah with a back kick? He hit it. I can't describe this. He put one foot behind his other leg and then swung it to hit the ball, and it went 15 yards. The the pinkish red cleats working magic there, as Abdullah is immensely skilled. He did it so casually too. He just hit it like he lifted his leg up and it went 15 yards. And off that high knee, that ball will go out of bounds. 11:51 left to go in this second quarter. 0-0 your score, where the Canton Bulldogs are taking on the Oliver Ames Tigers in this varsity boys soccer matchup. Thank you for joining us, whether you're on Periscope or whether you're watching this on Canton Community Television, the student station, Comcast 12, Horizon 41, on the Canton Community Television website, Periscope, which would be at Saeed Sports, S-A-E-E-D, the word sports. Saeed, your cameraman, I'm Kevin Prake. Very thankful to be bringing this game to you tonight, making sure you're able to see it. And then off the chest of the Bulldogs, as they're trying to get that one out, it has not spent much time over in their side of the half. And the Bulldogs trying to keep it that way as the Tigers looking to take this one. Looks like Lewis trying to make something happen here. Lewis, the striker, playing the forward position. Off the heel slash calf of the Bulldogs, of the Bulldog player, and they continue to march forth, and then off the side, the teams are not afraid to let the ball hit them there, as Valdivino's timed that one perfectly with the bounce off the chest. And then down to number 26, Patrick O'Leary. O'Leary trying to do something. And then blocked again. The Bulldogs putting their bodies in front, making sure that ball does not go anywhere near Ruggieri, as it has not in the last few minutes here. Just under 10 to go in this first half, this second quarter. Looks like we have an incoming substitution. Jake McCabe looking to come into the game here for the Dogs, and that ball will go wide and not land where Ruggieri is standing. The younger McCabe coming in, and we'll see who comes out. It looks to be number 6 for the Dogs, which would be Jacob Krugny. Number 30 and number 3 looking to come back in. So that's Charles McKinley, the junior forward, born in the number 30. And Caden Merliani, the younger of the Merlianis, looking to check in as well. As the slingshot artist, oh no, he's going to kick it. I thought he was going to do the big trebuchet-like motion there with the big medieval weapon there, but no, he decides to kick it, and the Bulldog goalie gets back into his position as the Tigers were looking to continue the play there, but it is not to be at this juncture. And the Tigers looking to continue to put the pressure on the Bulldogs and perhaps get that ball past Ruggieri into the net there. Off of that kick in. Oh, over the head of one of the Tigers, and the Bulldogs will take advantage of that and march it down right around the center line. And they'll do this kick. Oh, it will be the... Looks like a free kick is going to be initiated. One of these several types. That ball goes high, intercepted, and then Lewis, who with his fancy footwork is also very fast. It looks like he'll be kicked out by, will look to be number 21 for the Bulldogs. 3 and 30 coming in for the Dogs, as green and white makes 2 substitutions. So Caden Merliani and Charles McKinley coming in on the game. And it looks like number 10 coming out, which would be Dylan Baird. Looking at this corner kick here. The Tigers, intercepted by the Bulldogs, and they pounce on it, sending it down, maneuvering it down the field. A slip by the Tigers, and one Bulldog goes colliding off the chest of one of the Tiger players there, and then into the waiting feet of number 5, Brady DeVos. And then the Bulldogs kick it down. There being Caden. Caden getting it down to his team as they're racing to get it past the touchline. And it looks like it'll be out of bounds on Caden Merliani. And the Tigers will take it. Everybody continuing to bundle up here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Looked like it was stolen there for a second, but kicked out of bounds. And it will not be in the benefit of the Bulldogs. Aptly named as all the Bulldog teams play very aggressively. 0-0 your score with 5:41 left to go in this first half, the second quarter. Canton playing Oliver Ames in this rematch from Monday night's game. Two of the Hawkamocks best going at it right now. Looks like number 7 coming back into the game for the Tigers, and that being Kevin Lewis, who's made a big impact on their side. And this will be kicking around midfield as we have replaced the throw-ins with the kick-ins due to the COVID restrictions. And we'll see how this one ends up in terms of possession and where it ends up in terms of positioning for either team. And the double kick, but it benefits the Tigers, but then off the knee of Abdullah. And it looks to be Abdullah, red shoes and all, will take it from just outside the center circle. And instead he'll leave it for his teammate. And the Bulldogs trying to get something going in, trying to get those first points before the end of the quarter, before the end of the half. Giglio playing defense. The wall being formed loosely. Oh, and then slightly passed down. The Bulldogs trying to get something going. Trying to get past Stickley. Oh, and a very close one down the field. There, Coach Erickson yelling. Abdullah taking it down, trying to get something happening here. But that one goes sailing high and wide past the intended target, and it looks to be that the Tigers will take this one. 3:26 left to go in this second quarter. 0-0 your score. Kevin Lewis with his arms crossed, still waiting to come into the game as a substitution. Whistle's being blown again. They were looking to restart. And we'll see where this one ends up. As the kick in for the Tigers goes high, they're going to get a trip to Hawaii with all the air miles by the end of this one. And that one is sent, and it is soaring off the circus-like kick that was stolen by the Tigers. And they continue to march forward. It looks like Eagles trying to make a play. And he gets past Eagles, and then the Tigers looking to get moving. Moving and grooving down here, and that ball is scored high and above the hands of one Ruggieri. That was stolen by the Tigers, and they continue to march forward. It looks like Eagles trying to make a play, and he gets past Eagles, and then the Tigers looking to get moving. Moving and grooving down here, and that ball is scored high and above the hands of one Ruggieri. So 2:24 left to go in this second quarter. Your score 1-0 in favor of the Oliver Ames Tigers. Look to be number 17 for the Tigers with that one. And that'll be Gabe Frickman. Gabe Frickman with the first goal of the night for either squad. And Frickman comes off the field, and Lewis comes back in as we're wanting to, oh, and one dog witnesses the foul of a Tiger. Colton Colin Milliken taking a tumble there. That cannot happen, and they will be, what looks to be a indirect kick happening, one of a free kick variety. Oh, the little fake out, he looked like he was going to take it, but then draws the ball back before. The whistle blows, and here we go. And that one's going to go into the sea of jerseys. Oh, and then blocked, and then the Bulldogs steal, trying to manage that bounce, as it was difficult to manage there. And the Tigers looking to do something. They're trying to get this one forward. And that one will roll and roll and roll some more until it goes into the Tigers' possession. Somebody call the police. There's a lot of stealing happening tonight. And then off the foot of the Tigers, and it will be sent into the waiting feet of the Bulldog defender. Into 18, the stolen ball back and forth they go, steal for steal, 1-up to 1-up. As we are closing in on halftime here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field, 1-0 your score as the Over Ames Tigers lead the Canton Bulldogs. And the reset will be inbound. Much like the planes that have been leaving in way of the soccer ball flying just like that. Lewis making sure he doesn't use his hands. Almost gets tripped up, and then number 18 takes it. Hector Bucio. And then the Bulldogs trying to make a big play, and they steal it off the distraction. But then into the sea of white jerseys, and that will be taken back by the Tigers as they try to do something. And they're trying to get it back. And then Hector will let his teammate gather it, and then it will be Nikachuk, who is one of the two senior captains. At the end of 2 quarters, your halftime scores: the Oliver Ames Tigers 1, the Canton Bulldogs 0, with 40 minutes left to go in this one. Looking to start the second half awfully soon here. 1-0 your score as the Oliver Ames Tigers lead the Canton Bulldogs by 1-0. So a rematch of the game from Monday night as the two of the Hockomock's best go at it. Now, both teams are in contention for the top seed in the first ever Hockomock Cup, a seeded postseason tournament across both divisions, the Kelly Rex and the Davenport, to determine the league champion. Never has this been done in the 90-year history, the near 90-year history of the Hockomock League. So the final standings in each division, the Kelly Rex and the Davenport, determine the opening round opponents in the opposite division for each school. A JV game will be played between the two schools in each round. The top 4 seeds in each division will compete in the Hockomock Cup. Seed 5 and Seed 6 will play in a consolation bracket. This guarantees each varsity and JV squad 2 postseason games. The higher seed will host the varsity game in each round of the tournament. There will be quarterfinals, semifinals, semi-consolation, and a championship in the championship bracket, and the consolation opener and consolation finals in the consolation bracket. The tournament starts around November 12th, which is a Thursday, and this championship bracket will happen at the varsity level only for boys soccer, girls soccer, and field hockey. Back we go as the teams stretch out and get warm as we resume play here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field under the lights for this Wednesday night classic. It's going to be a good one. The intensity is still there. We'll see who comes out on top for this one. Interesting note, the starters that started the game for the Tigers only 2 of them were non-seniors, which would be number 11, Matthias Taylor, and sophomore Hector Bucio, who both play critical roles in the first part. Every other person is a senior in the starting lineup. The whole roster is primarily seniors, being 14 seniors, 5 juniors, 3 freshmen, and 2 sophomores rounding out the 24-person list. The Bulldogs having a more even spread in their 24-man roster. And the kick-in about to be, well, kicked in. And it goes sailing off the chest and stolen by the Tigers. And the team switch sides as Mr. Ruggieri is on one end. Giovanni with the Bulldogs in the black shorts with the bright green gloves. And Drew Nicola on the opposite side in the all-black attire from head to toe, being in goal for the Tigers. The Bulldogs looking to take a page out of the Oliver Ames Tigers playbook with a roaring comeback. And that's what they look to do here in this second half of play, this third quarter. This broadcast sponsored by the Canton Athletics Booster Club. And each team fighting for possession as they continue to move forward and continue to fight for their right to score and be called victors in a winning contest. Oh, and then down goes, fancy. Oh, there you go, there's Charles McKinley for you. And he gets it up to his squad, and that ball goes soaring high and it will land in the stands. Oh, I would have hit somebody if that guy didn't stop it. That ball went far and beyond. It almost passed the stands. If he didn't stop it, it would have nailed somebody. And then continue bouncing out of the stands. So he knocked it quite a ways. Abdullah back on the action here, and he's maneuvering. He's getting it down the field to his team. It will go out on him, and it will not. It will go out on one of the Tigers, and it looks to be that number 4 taking it for the Bulldogs, trying to get it down to his teammate, Will Keefe. Keefe getting it down, but again gets it sent back as he's rushing to make sure it doesn't get to the touchline, but it doesn't. He doesn't make it in time as he will have this one down. 16:46 left to go in your third quarter. 0-0 your score. A high line drive. That'd be good in the home run derby. And the Dogs getting this one down there. Getting it down, trying to even this one up. As Charles McKinley playing a big role, and the Bulldogs getting it down. A dribbler getting down that side. And the Tigers looking to fight back and break their score and regenerate it to a 2 instead of a 1. And what is happening is the Tigers continue to rush through. They continue to use their thrust and continue to move forward on the artificial turf at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Ruggieri looking to kick this one. He's had a slingshot of an arm during the first half of this one, where the Hockomock's best are continuing to fight and continuing to go forward as that ball goes 30 yards, 40 yards. And the whistle will blow that one dead. And it looks to be that the Bulldogs will take possession. Abdullah looking to make a big play on this one. And the Dogs getting it down. Down to number 4, Sanchez. Sanchez sends it back to Ruggieri, Ruggieri sends it over to his teammate, trying to get those quick passes, those 1-2 touches, and getting it down the field and past the defense of the Tigers. Down goes number 4, one of these senior captains. Kevin gets it down, trying to nail this one, try to get it to his teammate, but it did not land either in his teammate or in the goal. So that will be a shot on goal, but it will not result in any points. As Ruggieri will take this goal kick, and he will go for it and send the rocket on its way. As there are no ball gatherers, he had to get a new ball. There's no ball gatherers due to the COVID restrictions set forth by the MIAA. And the teams continue to fight on as they're all wearing masks. There has to be a daily screener for each team as they enter. The fans and the media and everybody has to wear a mask and has to go through the check-in. The temperature has to be set. Oh, and Charles McKinley gets a good shot. And he has an open, wide shot. And the Bulldogs looking to make something happen here. And almost happening. And it was a big thing. It brings the Bulldog bench alive as he was all alone. Mr. McKinley looking to strike early there. 13:35 left to go. A Bulldog goes sliding. Face first. That woke up, that big play by Charles McKinley woke up the Bulldog bench. They're all standing. The majority of them all standing and ready to go. They're fired up. The kick-in looking to happen here. As the Bulldogs have come alive here. The Bulldogs trying to get that one in off what would be close to a corner kick. Trying to get this one close in. But it does not get in. Or even to Mr. Leary. The Tigers sit atop the Davenport division. They have 4 points, a 4-point lead over the second place Bulldogs. The Tigers looking to finish their seasons as the kings of the Davenport division. Their overall record coming into tonight is 7-0. We'll see how this one shakes up. It would be good for Canton if they do win this game. Foxborough lost the game to North Attleboro earlier. So that would be good for the Bulldogs to pull ahead, get closer to the first, and then get closer to first and distance themselves from Foxborough, who they play next week. In a home and away game in the last week of the regular season. It has flown by. Thank you for letting us come into your homes and your screens and wherever you may be watching this. We greatly appreciate you and we thank you for allowing us to do this. Thank you to the sponsor here of this broadcast, which would be the Canton Athletics Booster Club. In a great season, and it's not done yet. We still have a great game here over 2 of Hockomock's best. Put on what the OA soccer team called the toughest battle so far this season. And the Dogs looking to mount a comeback in this one as they're down 1-0, 12:54 left to go in this third quarter. Number 10 looking to check in for the Tigers. And that would be number 10 senior midfielder Dylan Couples. We'll go down these starters for the Oliver Ames Tigers here. As there a discussion on the field between players, coaches, and officials. So we had from the top would be senior captain, number 4, Matt Nikachuk. Senior captain, number 5, Bradley DeVos, who is a defender. Drew Nicola, goalie. Ben Cohen, defender. Kevin Lewis, Jimmy Keane, Anthony DeCosta, Dylan Couples, and Matthias Taylor, along with Colin Milliken and Hector Busa. Busso. Everybody seems to be okay. We're moving on with this action here. The Bulldogs with this corner kick. And we're trying to make something happen. They're trying to make something happen as the Tigers look into, and it almost gets blocked by the Dogs and they get kicked out. And the game continues. Nobody is set in the red chair set up on the side of the Oliver Ames Tigers, but it looks like a coat is about to go onto it. That's the only thing that's sat onto that red chair. Big hit by Matt Giglio. Gig off a shoulder, a rotating shoulder of a Tiger, what would be number 4, Nikachuk, who we just talked about as one of the 2 senior captains for the Tigers, the undefeated Tigers, who lead 1-0 in this varsity matchup. This is a rematch from quite the game on Monday night. Under the lights here at Wednesday. Oh, and I'm not sure what number 4, Jorge Sanchez was trying to do, get the ball away. Can't slide tackle, you can't do any shoulder to shoulder, you can't do any contact, so he's doing whatever he can within the new modification set forth by the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association. Number 10, Dylan Couple, still waiting to get into this one. And number 9 taking this kick in, which would be Anthony DaCosta. Lewis being guarded by 2 people, and Lewis goes down. And the Bulldogs trying to make something, get that ball out, and then Barry gets that one out, but then stopped by the big chest bump, one of the only ones allowed. And Lewis back up and running. And we'll see where this one winds up here. There's 11:02 left to go in this third quarter. The Bulldogs trail the Oliver Ames Tigers by a score of 1-0. Just a 10-mile ride from Easton, where Oliver Ames started their night, on that bus ride on over here. The kick to DaCosta. DaCosta sends it over, trying to get that cross, and it blocked. A big block by Carson Eagles. That was going to go in. I'm not sure what that play was, but then the Bulldogs looking to let that one roll out. And number 10, Dylan Baird, looking to get this one past the touchline, but referees distinguishing what is happening and what is going on. And number 4, Nikachuk taking it and looking to take it to the house. Barry blocking it, and that ball will go off the foot of Barry. But the Bulldogs save it before it passes the touchline, and then a high and wide. What a play there. The game continues to go and continuing to go after this one. Oh, and we're still in, he's trying to shuffle step, doing a little Watusi, only with his feet. And the game continues. What a match as we're featuring that actually might go in. Nope, and it is far and wide as Lewis trying to get something going on here. That ball being kicked into Ruggieri for this goal kick. The new one is there are at least 6 to 8 balls. They have to be ready at any time. And they have to be sanitized due to the COVID restrictions because there are no modifications. There are no ball gatherers. And Ruggieri sends that one and then off the shoulder and ear of Nikachuk, one of the senior captains, almost hitting Coach Erickson. Erickson having to dodge that one. And then the Bulldogs kick it in. Jorge gets it down. Gets it down to Will Keefe. Keefe gets intercepted. And the Tigers looking to come down. It's 1-on-4. But not a problem for number 9, DaCosta, as he goes down, being helped up by the Bulldogs. And that was a big one. DaCosta took on 4 people and was winning, as it is 1-0 for his team in white, the Tigers, as 8:15 left to go in this third quarter. And Ruggieri gets that one. He just booted it 40 yards. Man should be an NFL punter. Open soccer kick is not as popular as of late, but right now we're playing what most of the world considers football. And the team's continuing to fight, and the Bulldogs trying to get up on that board, getting to have some fun, but it is intense as we're having two of the toughest teams in the whole Davenport division, the top two in the standings. And the Bulldogs trying to pull away, trying to get this one down, and we'll have a whistle stopping it before they can get past their defender. Barry looking to inbound this one. Looking to get this kick in, replacing the throw-ins due to the COVID restrictions. Passing it off to his teammates who will send it on down. And we're looking to get this one to continue this game and to continue the fight and continue to try to put their team in a better position to score and win. The Bulldogs with an interception, almost collision, a malfunction at the junction. And the great sportsmanship shown by the Bulldogs as they help up the Tiger who has fallen. These two might be competing in a highly contested battle, but the sportsmanship still being shown. They're still human at the end of the day. It's been very competitive, and I know I've hyped this up, but it is a game after all, and they're continuing to show that caring for one another is more important than a victory. This indirect kick is spanked, and it will go over the crossbar, and no good. No good. 5:55 left to go, and 1-0. They score Oliver Ames leads in this third quarter. The first Let's Go Green chants, actually, for the first night. You've heard Let's Go White most of the night. Ruggieri spanks that one. That one did a bad thing as that one goes far. Charles McKinley takes it. McKinley getting another fast break. McKinley trying to fight his way out from number 5, which would be Bradley DeVos. But that one, that might take the hit for the loudest sound of the night. You could hear that one all the way up here into the press box on top of the metal bleachers under the lights. And the Tigers continuing to be ever aggressive and move forward. Lewis trying to make something happen. I swear the man must be a dancer. But whether he's not, he has great footwork. You got to give him that. You got to give that to number 7, Kevin Lewis. Fantastic footwork. And that ball will go into the wrong net. Not the net that was intended, and the score will remain 1-0 off of that attempt on the goal. Number 11 coming in for 8 for the Tigers, and it looks like 2 coming in for the Bulldogs, as 6 and 26 coming out of the game. Which should be Jacob Crunley and Patrick O'Leary. Crunley wearing number 6 and O'Leary 26. Giglio trying to make a big play. First time he's got the ball of the night. On the offensive side. Both teams trying to make something happen here as we're winding down the third quarter. The halves are not being employed due to the COVID restrictions, trying to keep everybody safe as possible. It reserves the least amount of contact. And Ruggieri with a nice catch. Looks like we're going to see the sling. Oh, he does the little roller. I thought he was going to do the slingshot, but not to be. He does the little roller like he's bowling for a set of pins. And the Tigers take advantage and they intercept it. Lewis trying to get his first goal of the night. Getting off that 2 touches. Stolen by the Bulldogs. Great block. McKinley, who has had one of the best opportunities for the Bulldogs all night. Number 5, DeVos trying to make something. And it will not be to his team's advantage, as it looks like Giglio is going to let his teammate kick it in. Yep. And that'll be that free kick. And the Bulldogs, it landed right in his proverbial lap. And the Bulldogs trying to make it happen as Barry jumping knee and swinging his other knee at the same time. Barry making all the plays. And then Barry continues to go back and throws it back to Ruggieri via his foot. And Ruggieri getting it down, trying to send that one on a course. And that one just far of the goalpost, but the yellow one behind the goal. So a shot on net for Kevin Lewis as we're winding down the third quarter. 2:07 left to go. 1-0 your score in favor of the Oliver Ames Tigers. I'm Kevin Preek along with Saeed, your cameraman, bringing you this on periscope.tv/Saeed Sports, SAEED Sports. Barry with that big shoulder block. You can't go shoulder to shoulder with any person, but that doesn't stop you from doing it with a ball. And that's what Barry does. And that ball will be placed around what would be the 44-yard line. 11 passes it down. Barry trying to get something. Abdullah Barry making big plays here tonight. The Bulldogs with a scoring opportunity as they're trying to get something going, trying to make something of this chance. And that ball will go high over the yellow crossbar. And it will not be, it'll be a shot on goal, but it'll be no good as we are closing in on the final moments of this third quarter in this matchup between two of the Hockomock's best, number 1 and 2 in terms of the standings. The ball ping-pongs around, and it will be sent down off the chest of what looks to be Sanchez. Sanchez trying to get it down there, trying to make something happen. Bounces into 3, but Lewis will stop. So Jorge Sanchez bounces into Ben Cohen. Cohen being on the Tigers side and Sanchez on the Bulldogs side. The Bulldogs will take this free kick. Trying to get something going. Sanchez getting past Lewis, but then Lewis with the aggressive defense forces, oh my goodness, Jorge blocked it, wasn't even trying to. He was running down the side of the field and the ball went into the back of his heel. He wasn't even looking behind him. It's a great play for Jorge, and that'll be the end of your third quarter. So at the end of 3, the Bulldogs trail the Oliver Ames Tigers by a score of 1-0. The last quarter about to be played.
Hello, Danny Erickson here, Athletic Director at Canton High School. We are so excited to be having our fall season off and running. We have a bunch of games down here at Memorial Field for field hockey and for soccer teams. We hope families will join us, the families of our players. We do have to make sure everybody's safe, and we are following many guidelines when it comes to COVID-19. So just a quick heads up for all parents who are coming to the games to make sure that they fill out their COVID pre-screen at home. You can find that right here at our website, or on our blog, or our Twitter account. We have it as many places as you can find it. So please make sure you save yourself time when you come to the game and fill out your pre-screener at home. Go Bulldogs.
We know that we're asking Americans to do a lot right now. So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible to this virus.
A question I often get asked is, why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
Social distancing is really physical separation of people.
It's what we refer to when we ask people to stay at least 6 feet apart.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, not going to theaters where there are a lot of people. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others who might actually be infected or infect you.
We all have a role to play in preventing person-to-person spread of this disease, which can be deadly for vulnerable groups. For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
The Oliver Ames Tigers have something I have never actually seen before. So they have 19 jersey numbers that are in perfect order from 0 to 18. So down the line, you have number starting from 0 to number 18. It goes chronological all the way down until you hit the number 19, which is quite interesting. And for somebody who likes that kind of order, it's really cool to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So it's a big nugget of information there for you. And that horn sounds, and we will get ready to start the fourth and final quarter as it's inserted into the machine. Who is going to pull away with this one? Will we have a draw? Bulldogs can make up some serious ground here tonight with what would be a defeat of Oliver Ames, which would be their first of the season. Foxborough, who is in third place, a point behind the Bulldogs, lost today. So we'll see where this one winds up. They can shake the foundation of the standings, or at least where the standings will set at the end of the regular season. 20 minutes separates the winner from victory and the loser from, well, not victory. Bulldogs only trail by 1, trying to make something happen here. Charles McKinley has had a couple of good opportunities. Abdullah Berry has also had a couple of good opportunities. Giovanni Ruggieri playing some good defense, making sure that he's not going anywhere. Drew Nicola has done some great blocking of his own. Back and forth, the struggle goes. Two very good defensive teams. The Tigers have only allowed 2 goals this season. The Bulldogs have allowed 5. 3 of those coming at expense of Oliver Ames earlier this year. Jorge trying to make something happen. Oh, and one of the Bulldogs falls down on the pile of green and white jerseys accumulated in the far corner there. We'll see where this one ends up. It is going to go sailing. Oh, it looked like it was tipped. It was tipped. It wasn't going in, but it was tipped by Drew Nicola. And the Bulldog bench comes alive once more, and they're trying to get this one under wraps. Tie this game up at 1. They have the corner kick inbound, and it's getting ready for takeoff. Everyone anxiously awaited that one. That is number 10, Dylan Baird. 10 on 10, and the Bulldogs nail it back off the, thigh of one of the Tigers. Truly using many parts of the anatomy to stop that ball and make it easier to play. Oh, there we go. Trying to get that ball to number 6, Jacob Trungley, but it gets intercepted and sent to Kevin Lewis. But Lewis's pass is just too fast for number 5, Bradley DeVos, as that ball goes past the touchline, and Sanchez looking to make a big play right there on that kick in. This one out of bounds, and it looks like the Bulldogs will continue to maintain their possession right outside the red chair. And Jorge Sanchez gets it down to his teammate, what looks to be Matt Giglio, the senior captain, one of the 3 senior captains, celebrated their senior night last week in their last home appearance. And the Tigers with the breakaway, they're trying to move fast. Number 5, DeVos, trying to continue to fight, and he is sprinting down the field. He's got all the colors represented for the Tigers. Not sure if that goal is going to count because the whistle blew before it went in. It looks to be an offside penalty, which will stop the goal from coming in. The Bulldog faithful coming alive here. Off the offsides, and the whistle blew before the goal could be scored. Abdullah looking to restart this ball. The disbelief on the Old Ames side of the field. On the benches, they're not too happy. Hands over the head. Everybody's trying to figure out what exactly is going on. The expression, the officials coming over to the coaches to explain what exactly just happened. Critical point in this matchup right here. 16:55 left to go in this game. As it stands right now, 1-0 is your score. Oliver Ames in the lead. And as we sort out this confusion, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this broadcast, which would be the Canton Athletics Booster Club. Coach Barada is not too happy about that one. Head coach John Barada was an honorable mention last year for the Hockomock League Coach of the Year last season. Confusion happening here. Onside World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Thank you for watching this, whether it's on periscope.tv/Saeed Sports, SAEED Sports, or on the app under the same name, or on Canton Community Television, either on the website or on Comcast 12, Verizon 41, the student station. This is day 3 of our 3 days of straight coverage. We had girls soccer tie with Oliver Ames on Monday. Field hockey losing in a nail biter, 1-0 to Oliver Ames yesterday. And now the Bulldogs and the Tigers facing off in boys varsity action, the rematch from Monday night, where the Bulldogs suffered their first defeat of the season, not only for the boys soccer team, but for golf, field hockey. Soccer is the first loss for any of those teams, as they were perfect going into the week. 24-0-2, as it looks like we're about to start up once more. The clock is running, and after all that, the goal counts. So 24-0-2, as it looks like we're about to start up once more. The clock is running, and after all that, the goal counts. So 2-0 your score. The Tigers, well, it looks to be off the foot of Matt Nikachuk, gets the goal there. Fans not too happy about that one. 16 minutes even left to go in this game. 2-0 is your score. The senior Abdullah Barry sends it down off to his teammates. And number 6 going to be running down, trying to get this one fast down, but it will go past the touchline, and it will be no good. And it looks to be just around the corner kick area. We'll have the free kick, and we'll get it in. Well, they'll get it in. We're not going to do anything. I'm sitting up in a press box talking to you, the lovely viewer. The Bulldogs and the Tigers looking to continue in this matchup as it is slowed to a crawl due to all the whistles and confusion. We're back up to speed here. And the Tigers looking to stop their lead from being cut in half. The Canton teams like that one. As it benefits them. Bulldogs looking to get this indirect kicked here. Teams getting instructions from both sides. Well, looks to be Colton, who does not get it in. Colton was responsible for the Bulldogs' lone goal on Monday. There'll be a shot on goal. It made it through the initial defense, but I think it was kicked out of the way by one of the other Tiger defenders. And the Bulldogs have a corner kick, and they're trying to make something happen here. Trying to make a karate kick, and more air miles being accumulated. Giglio trying to make something big happen. And the Tigers continuing to fight, and that ball is kicked out by Giglio, stopping the momentum of the Tigers. As whenever the action stops, it is eerily silent here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field with a limited capacity crowd on hand. No wind, no trains, no planes or anything going around. And the Tigers kicking it down, and that ball will sail high up into the lights. Not sure they kept track of that one. And they continue in fight for possession. Giglio trying to make some big plays happening, one of the senior captains. And the team in white, the Tigers, making big plays, trying to do things, and have their way with the Dogs. Lewis trying to make some big play, trying to put his team up by 3. But it remains 2-0, 12:56 left to go in this one. That ball goes high, and it will go high and out of bounds into the stands on the opposite side. Still a lot of time left to be played in this one. Just over 60 minutes, 68 minutes gone by. The Tigers continuing to thrust forward, continuing to try to get this ball and put this game out of reach as they continue to make their quick passes around and around. Oh, the guy tried to do that heel kick that Abdullah Barry did earlier in the game. Did not work for this one. Did not work at this time. And Ruggieri will kick this one and quickly send it off as it is picked off by the Tigers. The Tigers looking to do something. And that ball looks to go out of bounds, and even the speedy Kevin Lewis can't catch that one down. That's when you know it's going by fast for one of the fastest guys on the field. Can't get to that ball in time. The high sailing, off the shoulder, and he gave some oomph to it. Did one of these senior captains, and that's a header, which is not allowed. It's up to the referee's discretion, and he's going to call that one. And we'll see where this one ends up. Due to the COVID restrictions, it looks like an indirect kick will be awarded to the visiting team. That, of course, being the Oliver Ames Tigers, who have scored one of their goals on a free kick. And the guy who did score it just misses it off to the side. He cleared all the Bulldogs, the wall of Bulldogs, but just missed it just wide, and Ruggieri was able to make sure that that ball didn't go anywhere near the inside of the net as it went off to the side. Matt Nikachuk had his hands on his head going back as he saw that one. And it'll be an easy pickup for Ruggieri. The sling. Nope. He thought about it. Then nope. Then he gives the roll. He thought about the slingshot a couple times, but then pump faked him, and then just gives the little roll to Barry, who is taking it up the pitch. Barry's going fast, and he is speeding, and he is gonna get a ticket. He was going so fast. The Tigers finally kicked that ball out, and just over 10 minutes left to go in the game. 2-0 your score in favor of the Oliver Ames Tigers in the all-white, the Bulldogs in the all-green. And that ball going to go sailing high and into the hands of Drew Nicola, the starting goalie. And he shows his good slingshot, and it's going to be off the chest of Lewis. And it is sent down into the stands once more, this time not in danger of hitting anybody. The next ball will be kicked in because there's no ball gatherers in this COVID era of soccer. Oh, a nice play. And the Bulldogs get that one down and will send it. The header. And the Bulldogs will continue to move it down. Oh! And it will be into the possession of Sanchez. Sanchez trying to get it around, but then stopped by Matthias Taylor, who we haven't really talked about much since the first quarter, when he took all of those kick-ins. So under the lights here is two of the Hawks' best, trying to fight for their right to be victors in the winning variety. The kick in trying to be accumulated, and it will go high and wide. Oh, almost kicked in. It looked to be like a jumping tiger. Leaped into the air and tried to kick that one past Ruggieri. Missed it, and it will go past the goal line for a goal kick. But the Bulldogs will just, kick it down, and Giglio will take it. Jorge backpedals too hard, and the Bulldogs trying to get something happening here. The collision, and Jorge back up, and he slings it down, but that sling goes too far, and it will be out of bounds, past the touchline. No good. Tigers take it and they boot it. That one could go to Ruggieri. Oh, and he bobbles it, but he recovers it safely. Big play there for Ruggieri, who passes it to a waiting Jacob Krugny. Krugny gets it stolen, his pocket picked, and it is sent back in the Tigers' possession. The Tigers keeping it on the Bulldogs side of the pitch, trying to keep this game out of reach for their opponents here tonight. And that ball splits the uprights, but not the uprights they wanted to split. And it'll be a shot on goal for the Tigers as Giovanni Ruggieri, playing goalie tonight, the junior goalie in the number 1 position. Where's the number 1? Substitution coming in for the Dogs. Number 3 coming in, which would be Caden Merliani, in for number 10. Dylan Baird. The high box jumping Michael Haika looking to come into the game. And the nailed ball, get the hammer out because it was nailed. And the Tigers looking to cement their place at the top of the food chain, but that one will be blocked. Lewis still trying to get that first goal of the night. Kevin Lewis, the senior striker for the Tigers, has his shot blocked by Ruggieri. Heike comes into the game. Number 6 looks like number 10 coming out, so both 10s out of the game as substitutions come in. Dylan Couples out for the Tigers. The Bulldogs trying to get something going here. 5:55 left to go into this game. 2-0 your score. The Oliver Ames Tigers leading the Canton Bulldogs. This game is a return match from the match on Monday, where the Bulldogs suffered their first loss of the year. The team also trying to get the first home victory of any sport playing on this turf this week. This is our third day of coverage. There was a tie. The Bulldogs lost one, and now they're playing in this game. So we'll see how this one shapes up as the Bulldogs continue to fight against the Tigers. Number 10 looking to check back into the game here is Dylan Couples. Couples looking to come back in, but the Bulldogs go flying down. And the Bulldogs will take that one. And everybody will move down. And to the pitch side, Ruggieri moving all the way up. He is in the 25-yard line. He is far out of his zone. So he is a regular player at this point. A regular player. And the Bulldogs pass intercepted. And Ruggieri's going to have to backpedal quite a far away, actually. He's going to get there. And that ball will go out on, looks to be Jorge Sanchez. 5 minutes even left to go in this one. 2-0 your score. And the ball continues to go back in. And the Bulldogs continuing to fight. The Tigers going on as the clock is not running at the 5-minute mark here. Towards the end of this matchup, the clock on the scoreboard, that is, the time is also kept by the referees on the field. The Tigers with the interception, and they're going to continue to move down the field, trying to sweep the Bulldogs this season in this very important league match, and gets it past Ruggieri. Shot it at the side of the goal. I'm not sure if he tried to get it around, but nonetheless, that's why they're playing, and I'm not. So number 10 coming back into the game, Dylan Couples, and the Jake Keller with sporting the bright yellow shoes coming into the game. Number 9, Anthony DaCosta, who's sporting the tail shoes. A lot of variations in the cleat colors coming out of the game. Barry getting a large ovation, who has the pink shoes. He's getting a large ovation from the crowd, who's played a fantastic game. And the Dogs continuing to try to block that. Ruggieri stops that one from going, and it looks like he's going to use that sling and send it forward. But Lewis taking it out, and he intercepts that one as the Dogs continue to fight and move forward as we wind down, as we turn the crank and wind down this game. In terms of the time, Bulldogs down by 2 scores. And they're looking to fight, and they were threatening there for a second to get that one down as the Bulldogs try to make up some ground on the Tigers. Seems to be 2 minutes left to go in this one. 2 minutes left, 2-0 your score. As the Bulldogs kick it, and that is going to go into the wall of jerseys. The Tigers kick that one out. Erickson pacing the field in his 28th season here as the head coach of the varsity boys soccer team at Canton High School. The corner kick getting ready to be sent for a ride, and looked to be off the ear of somebody. And then it'll be kicked down to Keller. Jay Keller trying to make something happen, but Ruggieri says, nah, I got it. And he kicks it back down, the boot on him, and he's slamming it, trying to get this one down the field. He does, but it is not going to result in any points for his team, as it is kicked past the goal line. The Bulldogs taking this goal kick right here, this corner kick. in this highly pivotal game for the Hockomock standings in the Hockomock Cup, which is the playoff tournament to be played for the first time in the near 90-year history of the Hockomock League for an overall champion. Oh, it's almost in. That was a real close one. And it went off the tip of the hands of Drew Nicola as we are closing in on the final moments of this one. And it has been a highly competitive against two of the Davenport's defining teams. And oh, so very close as it almost hits the right corner of the net. The left corner, it's almost in, but not to be at this moment in time. Maybe in a different timeline if you believe in that sort of thing. But that is it. And at the end of a big game, a pivotal game, the Bulldogs are handed their second loss against the Oliver Ames Tigers and their second loss overall. The Oliver Ames Tigers remain perfect and unbeaten at 8-0, and the Bulldogs lose their second straight game in the rematch against the Tigers. At the end of this one, the Canton Bulldogs are trailing. Thankfully for them, the Foxborough lost, so they should maintain second place. 2-0 your final score, the Oliver Ames Tigers win this one. Thank you for watching us here on this Wednesday night. I'm just here to talk to you. They are here, the great student athletes. Your final score, the Oliver Ames Tigers 2, the Canton Bulldogs 0.